Hello, this is Debbie, and this is Light Up Your Worth. I am so happy to bring you this week's guest, Lori Donica. And she's a master certified practitioner and coach in NLP, quantum release process, hypnotherapy, and Reiki. She's the proud mom of 2 boys and 4 grandkids. She's a lifelong learner who loves to travel the world and discover new places and treasures. So, welcome, Lori.
Oh, thank you, Debbie. I appreciate this opportunity. I know that it takes a lot to put a podcast together, so I really appreciate your time and
Yeah,
choosing me to be one of your guests.
yeah. It's such a pleasure to meet, like-minded souls. And when we were in the green room, we were just chatting about like where we are in life, definitely in our midlife and how we're going into this next season of our life. And I'm just so curious about how you got, to be where you're have all these different certifications, different healing arts to be able to help others and wanted to hear a little bit about your story.
It's a fascinating story because I lived it, and I am here today because of the things that happened in my life, good, the bad, and the ugly. Everybody experiences it all. And I was married. I've got 2 boys now, for our 4 grandchildren, and my now ex-husband, he was a fantastic guy. He was a great guy. I wouldn't have married him if I didn't think that. And in the over the time of our 35-year marriage, I lost myself.
Oh,
They didn't know who I was. And it directly affected what I believed about myself, which was that I didn't feel I started to not like myself very much. I didn't like who I was becoming, and I was really unhappy. And I know that I created it and I allowed it to happen. And I'm also the one that shifted it by
mm,
starting the work that I did. I'm 62 years old now. I started when I was late 58. So it's never too late to make changes if you truly want them. And what I do is I help women who were in the situation I was in, where I was in a marriage where I felt unheard, unseen, unloved, and was lonely.
mm.
I was in a marriage, but and I had kids, but I was all of those. I felt all and believed all those things. And I didn't think I deserved anything better.
Oh, wow. So many women, as we get to this stage in our lives, have felt all of those. And I've heard a lot about women being lonely when they're in a relationship.
Yeah. It was interesting because when I stayed, I kind of dabbled in a bunch of things. I had part-time jobs. I mean, I stayed home and raised the kids because it was important. I did all the things and all the things with them. But I also, in my whole life, I did everything that was expected of me. Get good grades, graduate from high school, go to university, meet someone, get married, have kids, buy the house. I did everything that was expected of me. But that wasn't, I didn't know who that person was. And it was fascinating that because I'm passionate about the game of golf, that it was actually wanting to improve my golf game is the first step to changing everything in my life.
Oh, now tell me how you went from wanting to improve golf to now helping other women. That's a big jump.
It is a big jump. And what I've learned is that what happens in your golf game is a direct reflection of what's going on in your life. I was on the golf course. I mean, I was passionate about it. I loved it. But I wasn't having any fun anymore. I was frustrated. I was angry. I was club slamming. I was swearing. I was, n and I was not enjoying the game anymore. And that was a direct reflection of I was not enjoying my life. I just didn't know it. So I came across what they call a golf mindset, 5 day free, not free, man. It was a $97 masterclass. And I thought, well, you know what? I want to improve my game. So I was thinking that's what I was going in to do. Yes, my game improved, but it really had nothing to do with my physical skills. I had all those. It was what was going on in the 5 inches between my ears. My mindset was horrible. And it was the same. And it was like, I'm going, and as soon as I started using the tools, which I'm now certified in,
Hmm.
I I had a coach who helped me break through my patterns, my negative thoughts, emotions, beliefs about myself, create new, like it's like you change your neurology, the
Hmm.
process that we use. And it was so amazing that I don't know who that person is anymore. That person doesn't exist. I'm a whole new person. I love that I wouldn't be who I am without that experience, but now I don't see it as negative anymore. I see it
Wow.
as my opportunity to learn and make the
Hmm.
changes I wanted to make. And through the quantum release process and the NLP, all the training that I've done, I do that for other women because every woman out there deserves to live the life that they desire
Hmm. They
and
sure
that
do.
yeah.
They sure
And
do.
I'm doing that now. I'm living where I dreamt of when I was 12 and
And
had
where's
forgotten.
that? Where's that, Lori?
I live in British Columbia. I'm actually on Salt Spring Island. I didn't know at 12 years old that Salt Spring Island even existed. But I went on a trip with my mom, took my brother and I to a trip out to BC. We went camping and I just fell in love with it. And we were in Banff National Park. I so distinct remember it. Is that I said to my mom, I am going to live here someday. I was 12. And I don't, and then it was set aside. And it just wasn't going to happen. And now it is. It happened because I was willing to do the difficult things that needed to get
Hmm.
done, break, go down deep inside of me to figure out what was holding me back. It wasn't anybody else. It was me.
Right? Like what you said,
And
it's
that's what I
these
do.
5 inches here up
Yeah.
and, making those changes in our neuro pathways is so, so,
Yeah.
so powerful. And,
So really, the game of
mhm,
golf saved my life.
I love that. I love that you went looking for something and found something and then discovered that's just the next stepping point to what you needed to go do. Now, I'm pretty familiar with some of your healing modalities, but would you tell us a little bit about what the quantum release process is?
It's a fascinating experience. What I help my clients do is tap into their unconscious mind.
Hmm.
Okay, we have a conscious mind and an unconscious mind. And think of it like an iceberg. What's at the top? What's above the water surface? That's your conscious mind. That's like 5 to 10%. Under the water is the 90 to 95%, which is the unconscious mind. The unconscious mind stores every single memory we've ever had in our lives in chronological order. But these are all the memories that are suppressed. It's stored. We don't remember them.
Hmm.
They're hidden under the surface. And what I do is the process is I help the clients through the coaching process figure out what's hidden underneath the surface. That's because that's what's weighing them down. That's what's
Hmm.
stopping them. And when we discover that it's generally a decision that you made when from 0 to 10 from the experience that you had, I'm not good enough is kind of a generalized one, but I'm not good enough. Like, and then it's like, then that's a decision you made. And over your course of your life, you find scenarios that all through your life that reinforce that decision and it becomes a belief.
Hmm.
And I help people go back to that original. I'm not asking you to re-experience it because you don't, because we're on a timeline and we travel along the timeline and everyone has a unique timeline. And I have them go back to it above the time and they're looking down so they can see what it's there that it was trying to teach them something, but they
Hmm.
didn't see it because they bury it.
Yeah.
And then it's like a string of pearls. You make that decision and then you find it throughout your life. You add all these little pearls, I believe, and then it becomes a belief. And when we go back here and release the negative thoughts and emotions around it, it takes that string of pearls and pulls all the pearls off. They're gone. So now
Oh,
you've got a clean timeline because you've learned the lessons that you need to learn. And that's what your unconscious mind is there to do. It's to bring up those memories. You know how sometimes you go like, where did that thought come from? Oh, I have no idea.
yeah.
That's your unconscious mind presenting you an
Hmm.
opportunity to learn what you need to learn from that thought. But if you're not ready, it just, nope, you're not ready, suppresses it. and just reinforces it until it's like smacks you in the face. And it's like, oops,
And
which is
how
where my
does,
golf game smacked me in the face. And it was like,
yeah,
oh, I need to make a change.
yeah. So how does it intertwine then with NLP with the quantum release process? Because
It's
I
all
know
blended
hypno,
together,
uh-huh. Okay, so you're blending them all kind of together depending on
blending them all.
what your client needs. Your
Yes. I mean, I have the basic outline of a program, but each client comes to me with different issues and different levels. And I trust my instincts and my intuition to guide me to help them get the best results,
mm-hmm.
get the learnings they need to learn. So it's customized in the fact that it's a combination of structure and fun, right? Like that spontaneity, because of my grandkids are my spontaneity. They're the fun. I mean, there's no plan when you're dealing with 3 and 4 year olds. There's no plan.
That's for
So it's the
sure.
spontaneity.
Hmm.
And in my process, there's a script that I follow, which is the structure. So now I combine the combination, like golf is structure, my
Hmm.
grandkids are spontaneity. So I've combined the grandkids and golf, which is the spontaneity and the structure, put them together for the coaching.
Oh, I love that approach.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
have the structure to follow, and yet I let my intuition and my spontaneity, if a question pops into my head that's off script, I ask it because it
Hmm.
came into my mind for a reason, and it helps my client go deeper. And the deeper they go, the more they can level up. Yeah.
Who do you generally work with, Lori?
I generally work with women 40 and over
Hmm.
who are struggling in either a relationship with themselves or a relationship with others. And that could be their kids, their family, spouse, co-workers, illness scenarios. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. And what changes have you noticed after some of your clients have worked with you?
Oh, their whole face is lit up. Like it's just, someone will come to me and they're talking like this monotone and they're just listless. So I call that the zero. At level and you're at level 0 or zero point 0.5 if you want to say. And at the end of the time working with me, which it's quick, like it's 10 to 12 hours that we spend together. Not
Hmm.
all at once. We do it, it's all customized. But you don't need to go through years of therapy and learn all kinds of coping mechanisms when I can do it in 10 to 12 hours and change things for you.
Hmm.
You're actually the clients are the one making the changes. It just happens very fast. And so now they started at 0 and now they've leveled up to a 10. They're hitting their goals, they're believing in themselves, whatever. So that 0 becomes that 10. Like that 10 now becomes their new 0.
Hmm.
And then they do it, and then they up level again, set new goals, changes the mindset and work on and then they level up again. So it's ever changing. So 0 to 10 becomes your new 0, 0 to 10, and it just gets better and better.
Hmm.
You do have to go through some muck to get there, but that's where I come in, where I'm supporting them and helping them through the muck so that they
Hmm.
can see it, not relive it, but they can see it, learn from it so that they can up level to the new 10.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of that monk you really do need support through for sure.
Right. You're not alone in the world. You might believe that you are. I had the belief that I was alone, that I was stuck in a marriage that I was not happy in anymore. I love my kids. I don't regret it at all because I've learned so much over those 35 years.
Hmm.
I just didn't realize it until I started doing the work. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah. And
yeah.
have you found a lot of the people who come to you who are in longer term relationships, were they experiencing something very similar to you, like
Yeah.
just lost themselves and motherhood and the marriage and
Yeah. Yeah, I do. A lot of my clients. I mean, I do help men as well. I do have a couple of male clients because guess what? They can feel lost in a marriage too, or a
hmm.
job or anything. Like any area of your life you can feel lost in. And I help, but it is the majority of my clients are women. And yet change is possible if you're willing.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that if the client's not willing to make the change, it's not going to work.
Hmm.
They
Yeah.
only have to be willing. If they are 1% willing to make a change, then it's going to work.
That's all it takes. Just a little
Yep.
bit.
Just that willingness to say, okay, I deserve better, but I don't know how to get there.
Hmm.
That's where I can help them.
Yeah. Have you seen any common patterns of how people got to being, so unhappy really in these long-term relationships?
Yes, and everybody's pattern is different.
Hmm.
There are similarities. You just get so, I mean, how easy is it to get wrapped up in life?
Hmm.
You get so busy being busy that you don't take the time for yourself anymore. Like
Yeah.
that's what I did. I
Hmm.
mean, I lived my life through my kids. Do I regret it? No, but I'm going, I wanted to be there for them. I worked the way I worked because I wanted to volunteer at the school, be at their athletic activities, be home when they got home from school. And it worked. They're great. My boys are successful. They're married, have kids of their own, great jobs. And but I didn't put the expectations on them the way the expectations were put on me.
Mm.
And that's for me, that's the shift that I didn't realize I was doing it until I started doing this work, what I had actually done for my boys. And they're way more well adjusted than I ever was. I'm well adjusted now, and I'm still coaches still need coaches. I'm still learning. I'm still up leveling. I'm still
Hmm.
growing because if the moment you stop growing is like you're dead. You're not alive anymore.
Yeah.
And I was dead inside. I was physically alive. I was a body. That's what I was. And
Hmm.
now I'm alive inside too.
Oh, couldn't we all, be alive inside? So
Yeah.
I have two questions I'd like to ask all of my
Mhm.
guests. And the first one, Lori, is that I'm curious to learn. I'm a big music lover, and I really believe in the power of lifting you up through song. And so I wanted to see what is a song that you might put on to, help you shift your mood.
I turn on when my mood is sliding, and it is Champion by Carrie Underwood.
Ah, love
I
Carrie
love
Underwood.
that song.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I have a whole list where like I put my headphones on and just go with it.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's the one that when I first started this work,
Mm-hmm.
that was the song that got me going. That was the song that got me out of bed in the morning. I
Oh.
would literally sit in bed with my headphones on and listen to that song, and it would get me out of bed.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's
Yeah.
wonderful. I'll have to add that. The podcast is also on YouTube, and we have a playlist with all my guests' songs and, full of all kinds of different genres. So I will add that on for sure, Lori. Now I want to ask you a more personal question, which is,
Sure.
at this season of your life, if you could go back and talk to your younger self about her worth, what would you tell her?
I would tell her to listen to herself before she listens to others.
Mm,
Like if you're doing something to make someone else happy and it makes you unhappy, don't do it.
mm,
Don't do it. Put yourself, really, literally put yourself first. And I know that if I hadn't been trying to please everybody in my life, I would have been a lot happier as a kid. I wouldn't have gone down the dark road that I went down as a teenager.
mhm.
I was a rebel. I labeled myself as a rebel. I'm going, I have to do everything that I'm supposed to do. I have to do it perfectly. I'm going to do the total opposite. I still did the perfect part, but I went way the other side. So yes, put yourself first. And if something doesn't feel right, don't do it.
Mm-hmm. Mm,
No matter
that's
what
great.
anybody says. If it's a parent or a grandparent or a teacher, or just your friends. If it's something that doesn't feel right, don't do it.
Yeah, that's a lot of wisdom right there, Lori.
'Cause you get to choose people. What I didn't
Mhm.
realize when I was a kid is I would, the choices that I made were my choices. And choose wisely and listen. There's an inner voice that we have is called intuition. Listen to the voice that tells you all the good things. Because the intuition is always positive, always. So if you're hearing negativity, like you're stupid, you're not good enough, that's the other voices. That's the inner critic, inner child, inner ego. They're all there to keep you safe and protect you. But your intuition is also there to do the same thing. And yet it's positive.
Mhm.
It's not always kind, but it's always positive.
Oh,
Sometimes
that's a
it
good
gives you that,
distinction.
that gut
Hmm.
punch that you get every once in a while, like, oh,
Yeah. Yeah, I've had a few moments of those.
yeah, it was your intuition was talking to you and you ignored it. So it kind of slapped you in the head and went, and you go like, should have, whatever that voice said, I should have trusted it.
Yeah.
Trust that inner voice that's inside of you. If it doesn't feel right in your heart, then it's not right.
Hmm. Yeah, really, really wise words there. Wisdom, Lori. Thank you. Now, how can my listeners reach you?
I am on Facebook, got my own personal page, and then I have my Impact Your Life coaching Facebook page.
Hmm.
I also do have a private page of It's Never Too Late, which is, if you want to join that, please request that because it truly is. I'm 62.
Yeah.
I'm proof that it's never too late to make the changes and live the life of your dreams. I'm also on Instagram, and if someone wants to find out if we're a fit, they can reach out to me through Facebook or my email address is loridonica@gmail.com. They can connect me with me that way. We can
Hmm.
get on a 15, 20-minute call, just see if it's something that's going to fit. And if it doesn't, great. If it does, perfect. I mean, it's perfect either way.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's been such a pleasure to have you on, Lori, and share all of your wisdom and your journey. And so thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Debbie.